Ladies and gentlemen, turn your speakers up. It's time for the On the Mark Wrestling Podcast. A podcast discussing all things AEW and WWE. Oh yeah! Let's meet the hosts. First, a man hailing from the hub city in Indiana. He goes by @TooSweetKyle on Twitter. The host, Kyle Gagliardi. And your co-host, hailing from the Valley of Lake Tahoe. He goes by @JimTuck89 on Twitter. Jim Tucker. And last but not least, hailing from the cornfield somewhere in Indiana, the full-time part-timer, Ian Garavaglia. Be sure to follow us on Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram @PodOnTheMark.
What's going on, everyone? It is time for some AEW World's End predictions. Obviously, you guys probably already know this. We had a podcast this week. It was the 3rd annual OTMEs. Same crew going on here for this YouTube exclusive. Tucky, how you doing? It's been a long time since I've seen you, man. I think, 24 hours?
Yeah, about 24 hours. Well, 23. I mean, our show went an hour last night, so about 23 hours. And, not much has changed out west here, I'll tell you. Had a good day. Baseball practice, weightlifting with the boys, preseason conditioning workouts going on. So life is good. And 20 more miles. If I run 20 more miles, I will hit 2,000 miles on the year.
Good Lord.
That's about what I drive every month for work, so that's pretty impressive because I do drive very far.
Yeah, I do that on foot, brother. Yeah.
That's very impressive. Ian, how the hell are you doing this evening?
I'm good. Lots changed over the 23 hours, as you said. I decided to finally dress up since I didn't dress up for OTMs. I dressed up tonight. I brought my 0.2 carat gold chain that I won. Got it from the casino again. Obviously, it was a good weekend. Good night. Went right after the podcast last night. Got me a hamster with my winnings as well, sitting in the background for the YouTube viewers. Hopefully, she comes out and says hi and gives her predictions as well.
She got a name?
Keg. That is Keg.
Keg. Ooh.
Very fitting for you.
Home, Keggy.
Come on, Keg.
You gotta give like a hamster just a weird name. You know, it's a weird pet in my opinion. So even if you give it like just like a standard Tom, I think it would fit a hamster. Tom the hamster. I don't know. I'd never have
She's
one.
chill. She likes people. She likes being pet. Honestly, it's like having a tiny dog, and she loves the wheel. Loves running on the wheel. So don't be surprised if she's on there.
She's trying to catch me in miles.
She might have you, honestly. It's like 2 hours at a time of just dead on sprint.
Maybe Keg can run the next marathon with Tucky. Who knows?
Maybe.
We'll have to situate that. You got a lot of animals over there, Ian. I just realized you have cats, you have dogs, and now you have a hamster. So
Used to have birds.
I respect it. Boys, how we feeling? AEW World's End happening this Saturday. We're recording it literally an hour before Dynamite, so if things are a little off, the card is obviously subject to change, but where's your excitement level at, Tucky, for this pay-per-view, and are you actually going to purchase it?
4 and yes. I'm going to buy it. It's a thing. Because pay-per-views give me a reason to order pizza and have a beer. Like, those are my things. So, I'll order it. Mista knows that is my plan on Saturday. I don't know what her plan is, but she is well aware of what my plans are.
She can do it.
I think, again, it's an AEW pay-per-view. The matches are going to be good. So
card looks pretty good.
Yeah, I don't have a reason not to get it, I guess. There's nothing. New Year's Eve is the next day. So
yeah.
And I think that's going to be chill for us anyways. So
yeah,
not super excited. The card's fine. It's a good card, but I'm not story-wise.
Yeah, story-wise, I think there's a disconnect for me. A couple good matches, though, with some decent stories going into it, obviously with the TBS Championship. Not the TBS, the TNT Championship and the AEW World Heavyweight Championship. Ian, I'll ask you the same question, though. Where's your excitement level at for this pay-per-view?
I'm going to raise it a little bit because I know it's going to be entertaining and good wrestling. Probably like a 7. But like you said, there's not a lot of story into it. But I knew that coming into this pay-per-view when the Intercontinental, or whatever it's called, Continental Classic was announced.
Yeah.
That's taken over every single Dynamite, every single Collision. And honestly, I'm more excited to see Dynamite tonight. It's going to be a lot of good matches. We have both the finals matches tonight. Again, which for those that are listening back, 50 minutes away from that. So we will have probably predicted the winners wrong of those matches, and we don't even know the full card. But we're going to do our best.
I was talking to Ian beforehand, Tucky. There are odds out right now for the Continental Classic, who's going to win each league. It's coming down to Bryan Danielson and Eddie Kingston in the Blue League. Bryan Danielson is opening as a minus 140 favorite with Eddie Kingston at plus 100. So a little bit of an underdog, but kind of up for grabs there. And then the Gold League, you have Swerve, who is the favorite at minus 125. John Moxley coming in at plus 125. And then the long shot being Jay White at plus 500. I believe he's 3 points behind those other guys, so he needs some things to happen.
Yeah.
So I don't know who's going to be in the Continental Classic, but we'll worry about that when we get there. A couple matches, though, that aren't official as of right now that could happen because they have been building to some of these. FTR versus House of Black, that's a possibility. We've seen them been teasing that on Collision. Miro versus Andrade also being built on Collision, and then potentially you could have Swerve and Keith Lee. Keith Lee kind of getting reheated up, if you will, as of late, and he still is out to get Swerve Strickland. So we're not going to predict any of those, but that's definitely something to keep an eye on. So we don't know who is the AEW champion. Is it just that random jamoke that filled out a?
It's bogus. It's bogus.
Yeah,
he's like
it's bogus.
He's like
the champion,
the real world champion, as CM Punk used to call it.
He lost to a bot, dude. Like that's not a thing.
Has the guy ever spoken out about his winning at all?
He claimed it, he or she. I still don't know what they identify as. But yeah, there was a winner. They did reach out. After that, I don't know. We haven't really heard from them. But are we planning on doing a predictions contest for this one then, Tucky?
Yeah, I figured on Thursday we would drop the Google form. At least that gets us through Dynamite. I don't know that they'll throw any meaningful matches on after Rampage. Are they doing Rampage and Collision both on Friday?
I believe so. That's what they usually do on a Saturday pay-per-view.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure. I really haven't been keeping up too much with anything.
They have they added a match from Collision or Rampage to a pay-per-view before? I feel like they have.
Oh, yeah.
They have, I think.
So, card is official after Dynamite and what we know after Dynamite, and then basically on Thursday, that is the prediction contest. If they add another match, we just won't have it on there. But do we want to do the point system?
I'm not opposed to anything.
Might have to with this one.
And I think it should be however many you wager is how many you could lose.
That would be interesting. I know Vogus wasn't too much of a fan of that when we talked.
Gags is frozen. Vogus, as Gags was saying, Vogus was mentioning the confidence. Hello, Gags.
What the hell happened there?
You just super froze. And
it's a good face, though.
Oh, for some reason, my Ethernet is not connected, and I'm on my internet. That's why.
Wow, Tuck has a good frozen face. That's impressive.
Is he actually frozen? Or
no.
Oh, no.
It's impressive.
It is impressive. So hopefully that doesn't happen.
I mock
again.
high schoolers 5 days a week, most weeks.
You do it for your job, exactly.
Yeah, but in the classroom, it's called education. So,
right, sure, whatever you say. All right, guys, let's get into this card. Then we have a lot of championship matches announced for World's End. So let's start with a made-up championship, the FTW Championship. Hook is still the champion. I found that out the other day. He's taking on Wheeler Yuta. Obviously, this could be a very good match. Tuck, I'll let you go first. How you see this one playing out?
This is an and still for me only because I ordered a Hook action figure from Shop AEW Chase variant. Got it for 75% off. $50 figure for $12.50. Hook for the win.
That's some fair reasoning right there. I didn't even know that he had a figure.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Good for him.
I got him and Hangman Chase variants out of 3,000 for $12.50 a piece. You got to take that. What are you gonna do?
That's not bad. Come on.
$12.50 is not bad. It's a lot cheaper than I got my Jade Cargo for that Ian found, and it doesn't even stand up because the box is fucked up. So I really can't.
I did warn you though. I said the box is messed up.
I might have to let Jade out the box. Yeah. I might have to.
Let her breathe.
Yeah, she might have to.
I'll make you a deal. You come out to Nevada, I'll give you my Jade Cargo. You know, I have a signed one, so you can have my not signed one.
Jade for Jade.
Oh, I thought you were actually going to offer me the signed one for a second.
Boy,
I would have considered the flight if you were giving me the signed one. Now I'm out. Sorry. Maybe I'll see you next year.
I'll do a signed Bianca because I have 2 of those.
That's very tempting. I'll get back to you. Bianca is the EST for a reason. So you're going with Hook to retain. Ian, what are your thoughts on this one right here?
Yeah, it's just another Yuta get murdered match. He'll put on a good match and lose, which he usually does.
Classic Yuta.
The old Yuta on a Hook match. Literally. No, I mean Hook. It's just building up. Yeah, Hook's just building his resume still, which they've really done a lot. Again, no storytelling whatsoever, which is annoying because you have Taz, his actual father, sitting on the sideline. They could put on something incredible storytelling wise, but no, Hook's just good at wrestling. That's about it.
Yeah, I think we talked about it on podcasts in the past. I think Hook would be a perfect fit for NXT right now because it seems like he's really just in the background doing a lot of backstage segments, and I think that's really how this match became a thing. I'm going to just agree with you guys here. I don't have a lot of confidence for this one. It's very tough when there is not much story behind a match to really predict, but it just makes the most sense to keep the title on Hook. So we're all going with Hook to defeat Wheeler Yuta. Probably will be a pretty good match, but let's move on here to a match that actually does have a decent build. They've been building this one on Collision as of late, Ian. Abaddon just returned. She's in phenomenal shape. And, of course, she'll be taking on the TBS champion, Julia Hart. I think it's a kind of easy one to predict, but I am a little bit intrigued by this one.
Yeah, again, another one where it's just kind of building somebody up. Abaddon she's always been pretty decent in the ring. She's now just gotten into better shape after an injury than she was, more presentable, I should say. And that's not meaning in a condescending way. It's just she looks a lot better and more family friendly. And hopefully this kind of skyrockets her to stay on the main television screen, whether that's on Collision or moving over to Dynamite. She's been having her story with the returning Thunder Rosa as well. So
yeah,
could help her as well after this. So Julia Hart to retain. Can be a decent match.
I wouldn't be surprised if Sky Blue and Thunder Rosa are involved in this one. Like you said, they've been telling that story a little bit on Collision. Sky Blue, not really officially a part of the House of Black, but she is a Jace, I guess you could say. And with Thunder Rosa just recently returning, she's aligned with Abaddon for now. That obviously could be a story going forward as well. And I think that would make sense, especially with Julia Hart retaining here. So I'm going to have Julia Hart retaining. Maybe there's some friction. Maybe Thunder Rosa accidentally cost Abaddon the match in this one. But I think it's just too early in the title reign to take the title off of Julia Hart, wouldn't you think, Tuck?
Yeah, step up for Abaddon, gives her more credibility. I'm in the look is I just looked up the look. That's how out of AEW I am recently. Julia Hart's going to retain, and it's funny because we're talking about how Julia Hart is lending credibility to another wrestler now. So it's fun, but should be a cool match.
I have a question for you guys. I want your guys' odds on Sky Blue's name being changed to Sky Black once you join House of Black.
I'd say plus 200. That actually is a good idea.
I was going to make a comment on that too.
Really?
Yeah, I thought that's what I thought of too. Is that Sky Black?
Just add her to the family would make sense. But that's two matches that we're all in agreement with. We're going with Julia Hart to retain her TBS championship against Abaddon. In the next match, I am very much looking forward to this one. Once again, I won't be watching. I shouldn't say once again. I don't even think I stated it. I will not be watching this pay-per-view. I'm going to be MIA from the wrestling world for the weekend. Maybe I'll catch it on the replay, but I'm assuming that this one is going to be one of the main attractions. You have Christian Cage, the TNT champion, taking on Adam Copeland in a no DQ match. And this one's very interesting to me, guys, because we obviously know Christian Cage won their first matchup via shenanigans. Nick Wayne's mom obviously getting involved in that one, but the no DQ stipulation really opens things up once again for more shenanigans to happen in this match. And I think that it is still too early to pull the trigger and have a title change here. I don't want to see Adam Copeland win the title just yet. I think you stack up some losses. You know, the odds might be against him with outside interference, and maybe set up something big in the new year, whether it's a steel cage match or something along those lines, to just keep it between Christian Cage and Adam Copeland, and then he can maybe dethrone Christian Cage. But for this match at World's End, this might shock some people. I think I'm going to go with Christian Cage to retain his title, Tuck.
I actually agree, and I think they're going to run it back at Revolution. I think they're going to push a lot of chips towards Revolution. Sting's retirement match. The Nassau County Coliseum is doing Veterans Memorial Coliseum is selling really well. So, and Revolution last year was a bitch ass show. Like, it was great. Bitching. It was popping large. I think this is an opportunity to make Nick Wayne something. Maybe like a good, compelling match. There's a story. There's a layer. I think they get some sauce out of it in some way, kind of unrelated, or because Christian and Adam Copeland make it. And then I think they run it back with Edge ultimately defeating Christian Cage clean in the third match at Revolution. That's what I want to happen. I'm going Christian Cage.
When is Revolution again? Is that in March, early March?
February.
February.
February, I believe. Let me look it up.
And they're doing pretty well on ticket sales the last time I saw. Obviously, Sting's last match probably being a big sell for a lot of people.
March 3rd.
Yeah,
13,400 tickets as of
that's good.
Christmas.
Good. Nice.
Mm-hmm.
That's what happens when you put a legend and say he's retiring.
And they,
not taking any credit away, but
they sold most of the seat. They opened up 6 sections to get it to 15,400. So they sold a lot of the tickets that were available, and then opened up more sections. And then there's still the rest of the bowl. I think they'll get to 15,000, 15 and a half. That's 2,000 more tickets. You know, that's a strong show. And if Revolution this year was outstanding. So
Revolutions are usually good.
Well, and it feels like these shows are starting to get themes and energies, like Double or Nothing. Having the main event not be the world title match is like a Double or Nothing thing that they've done. And then running all out in the same place. And maybe Revolution is a show that just has popping large wrestling. Like when we watched it, when we went to Revolution in Chicago, great show.
Yeah, it was. And you were pretty saucy at that AEW Revolution
hammered
show.
That's
another word.
I was not great.
Top large.
Large Tucky was popping large for sure.
I guess I don't have to filter myself. This is a YouTube thing only, and probably only get 50 people watching it. But hey, if you're one of those 50 people, we appreciate you. So Ian, we're both going with Christian Cage. Are you going to differ here?
I'm different. Like you said, I'm glad you pointed out the trilogy. Christian Cage picked up the first W. I think this is going just with a no DQ stipulation. This might unlock some deeper trait of this new Adam Copeland, because what we see with Adam Copeland now is just Edge. It's just Edge right now. Maybe Adam Copeland. The guy's smart. He knows how to tell a story with the character. We see something new. We see an actual killer, because he's always wanted to do that in WWE. We kind of saw glimpses of that with this year in WWE with the Finn Balor match. Maybe that's what he's wanting to do with this no DQ stipulation. How he gets there, I'm not sure. That's why we're watching.
Snaps Nick Wayne's mom's neck in half.
Literally, actually kills her.
Yeah, that's some heat right there.
That would be some heat, brother. But and maybe it could build into something with Christian Cage. He's like, I beat you. Mind games. I've snapped your mind. Something along those lines. I don't know. I'm ready for it. It's gonna be cinema, as some people would say. Hopefully. But yeah, I think just strapping the title onto Adam Copeland to start the new year, I think that's a smart move in the eyes of me, especially on a television. I mean, we have the AEW title, it's kind of been in the background. It's just been the devil story that no one really talks about the title. It's just the devil. So I don't know. That's where my mind's going for it. And then we'll see the final match. Then Christian Cage can get his rematch because this is a trilogy at Revolution. Build up to then, still gets to the same place.
Another name we haven't mentioned that I don't even think he's been on TV for the past couple weeks is Killswitch, aka Luchasaurus. He's been somewhat involved in this story. Obviously, Christian Cage you've been putting him down as of late, changed his name and all that stuff. So maybe Luchasaurus, Killswitch, whatever you want to call him, helps out Adam Copeland in a way. I don't know. There's a lot of possibilities in this match, so we will find out on Saturday. But
and two great storytellers. Like that's what's going to make the match awesome. No DQ elements. There's going to be layers to that. We'll be able to sink into it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this one's definitely going to be one of the better matches on the card. Let's move on then to a tag team championship match as the champs Ricky Starks and Big Bill will be taking on Jericho and TBA. Obviously, Kenny Omega is going to be out indefinitely. We won't be seeing him in this match. Not really sure who is going to fill in there. Maybe it's a Kota Ibushi, since Kota has ties to Omega and he can fill in this spot. That would be my pick. But for this match itself, Tucky, who do you have winning?
I feel like I'm just gonna say retain because I don't know who the mystery partner will be, and then why would Jericho be tag champions with them? Mm-hmm. And how non-credible or not credible would Ricky Starks and Big Bill be if they just lost to Jericho and some random person, right? Unless the person was Goldberg.
Nick Nemeth? Maybe Nick Nemeth makes his presence known?
His non-compete clause is out.
And he will eat an L immediately. But sell his ass off doing it.
Mm. Yeah, speaking of Goldberg and Dolph Ziggler, one of my favorite spears was when Goldberg actually speared Dolph Ziggler at SummerSlam a couple of years ago, because the way Dolph sold was just incredible. Still is incredible, by the way.
He got folded like a pancake.
That he did. I'll tell you what, though. Right now, I think my favorite spear is Braun Breaker. He delivers.
God, you couldn't pay me enough to take that. I'm good. I'll pass.
That's a real football player right there. So it probably hurts. Are you going to agree with Tucky here, Ian?
Yeah, I'm going to agree. Maybe a Minoru Suzuki. I mean, that guy. Yeah. Jericho always falls back on if somebody.
That guy.
That guy. He's I guess a legend or something. Yeah, he's old, but I'll be watching. I'll be watching this match. Actually, maybe Jericho spoils who his partner is at 2 a.m. when he drunk texts again.
Yeah, he might.
He could do that. Stay tuned.
Jericho, very interesting follow on X, Twitter, whatever you want to call it. Maybe a name like Shibata is a guy that shows up here. I know he just recently signed too, because Tony Khan just wants to sign everybody because he's got fuck you money. My bet is still Kota Ibushi to fill in for Kenny Omega here, and I actually think Jericho and TBA are going to become the new tag team champions, because I personally don't like what Ricky Starks and Big Bill are doing for the titles. I think it's kind of devalued them in a way. I think that obviously going to a random thrown together tag team right after that is probably not the best decision, but at least with Jericho, you're going to get an intriguing storyline out of something. And then maybe Jericho and TBA can drop the titles right away to an established group. I don't know what that group may be, but for me, I'm just tired of seeing Starks and Big Bill as champions. So I think I'm going to go with Jericho and TBA in this one. Not really confident whatsoever.
Yeah. It's a fair argument, but it kind of feels like it's a here, have fun with this, Ricky. Don't leave, please, kind of situation. And I don't know if Tony Khan will get rid of the titles for that off of him.
I think Ricky Starks is leaving the first thing.
Absolutely. I completely agree. I just think Tony Khan,
Is he a guy you throw in NXT, Tuck, or do you think you have to put him on the main roster right away?
He's got to bulk up. He's got to bulk up body wise.
Well, then NXT might be a good fit for him to start.
We just have to get him in the Strong Boys group chat, Ian. That's all we got to do.
I'll be sure to watch all the messages go through.
Fun fact: Gags was an initial member of that group, left immediately.
Yeah, because I don't work out. I'm not a hashtag strong boy. I'm not like Tyler Bate over here. I just work, come home, talk wrestling, do it all over again.
Hey, you get some steps in. You're
literally going up 3 flights of stairs.
Yeah, there you go. You're a cardio dog. Yeah, you're on the stepper every day, dog. Steps are life.
Thanks for making me feel better, Tuck. That's why you're my favorite co-host. All right, guys. Hey, well, did that just slip out of my mouth? 3 more matches here that we know of. Timeless Toni Storm, the AEW Women's Champion, taking on Rio. If you pay attention to our podcast, we are not Riho guys, but she's getting another title opportunity, Ian, as she defeated Saraya last week, I believe, on Dynamite to earn this shot. Any chance you see Riho becoming the new champion?
Okay, let's just cut it. Everyone say who's going to win on 3.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
Toni Storm.
Okay. All right. Okay, let's just talk about why. Okay.
It's okay. I don't understand why there is so much stock in Riho. I get it. She is the first champion, but she has not changed at all, and she was not entertaining in the beginning. She is an adorable wrestler,
anime-like character.
Yes, that's the only reason people love her. She's not that good. People.
Thank you. I mean,
and this is coming from a guy who's single.
You got 2 single guys here and a married man.
Yep.
It's like, I don't know how that correlates, but yep. Was he just throwing out his dating profile basically right there?
He was definitely letting people know what he doesn't like.
I need help.
But I'll tell you what I do like, and it's the presentation of Timeless Toni Storm. On the cover of Pro Wrestling Illustrated, I just think it's still interesting, and there's no reason to take the title off of her. She's so hot right now.
There's like no one, maybe other than a returning Jamie Hayter, that I would want to see dethrone Toni Storm right now.
Britt.
Britt, but there's no story there right now.
Oh yeah.
Well, obviously, if she returned, they can,
They do have the callbacks to AEW All Access. Like Britt Baker and Toni Storm were tight and super supportive of each other, and then Britt could show up and say like, "I want my title back," because she was over the show. Yeah. She was like, "I don't need the title. We need to build the division."
And then a returning Thunder Rosa comes back and says, "As a Latina, I should deserve a rematch as well. I'm still champ."
Triple threat dog collar match. Let's get weird.
Don't bash Thunder Rosa. She follows me on Twitter. That's a big deal for me. Okay,
fair enough. Sorry.
Yeah, we're tight friends over here. But yeah, over under 3.5 black and white cutscenes in this masterpiece here.
Hopefully under, because I don't want it to go all night.
I was gonna say the exact same thing.
Yeah, we get it.
I do want to see a few of them though, because Timeless Toni Storm is money. So we're all going with her to retain her women's championship. After that, we don't know who's going to be in it. We obviously said the names that could be in it. I think I agree with the odds. I'm guessing Bryan Danielson is going to come out of the gold side of things. And honestly, the way that he's been presented as of late, Swerve makes a lot of sense. So I'm going to go off of this thinking that it is Bryan Danielson versus Swerve Strickland to determine who is going to be this new champion, this Triple Crown champion, whatever they're calling it. And I think it has to be Bryan Danielson. I think he's just the right guy to start a lineage of a new title. He's one of the best wrestlers of all time in ring. A moments guy, if you will, kind of like Ryan Vogus. And I think a big moment would be him hoisting that title at AEW World's End. So I'm going to say Bryan Danielson versus Swerve Strickland. Danielson goes over. I don't think Swerve gets hurt in the loss. Tuck, I'll go to you. Who do you see coming out of each league, and who would you like to win the Continental Classic?
That's my same main event and my same result. And the reason why...
Great minds.
Dude, we can all have the same opinion.
I know.
We can. We didn't talk about this beforehand, for the record.
My reasoning is that like the TNT title is kind of like an up and coming title, mid card title. The All Atlantic Championship is kind of that workhorse on TV every week title. Well, that's what Orange Cassidy made it. The Continental Classic, or the Continental title, the Triple Crown, in its essence, I think should be the WWE equivalent to the Intercontinental title. Not the highest strap, and I guess it's the third title in WWE between the Universal, the World Heavyweight, and then the IC, but it's above the United States title, and it's not the 24/7 title. You know, I think Gunther has made that title with WWE incredible. So I think but I wouldn't be surprised if it is Swerve. Both of them make sense.
It's a win-win. So you have the same finale as well, Ian?
Yeah, same finale, same finish. And my reasoning's a little different.
Wrong.
Yeah, probably. My reasoning's a little different. Again, I wouldn't be surprised if Swerve won, and I wouldn't be mad at all. Obviously, the guy is on fire right now, and we all love him. But that's kind of where my head is going. It's like Danielson's supposed to be a bad dude. Like, he's good in the ring, and we want to love him for that. But his character is not. He's a dick.
He's a heel.
Yeah. So I mean, going over on the hottest babyface, who's also supposed to be a heel, could build both of the guys in separate directions. As Swerve as a babyface and go down that path, and then face Keith Lee later. And then Danielson too. I mean, he's talked about he just wants to wrestle. This could send him overseas as well, give him a reason to go overseas, defend those titles. Does this unify every single title into one AEW title?
It does, yep. And
okay.
I think Ring of Honor is a part of that, New Japan and AEW, right? Those three titles.
Yeah. Okay, so that would make sense still. So then you have some AEW representation and AEW's best actual wrestler. Give Danielson some time away from screen from AEW, come back later whenever he wants to. I think it's a win-win for everybody.
And if Swerve doesn't win, to me, I think he's bigger than whatever this is that they are creating. Mm-hmm. I think even if he's losing to Bryan Danielson, he could be getting the next title shot against MJF in a couple months, and everybody would be behind it. For Danielson, this feels like the perfect thing from him right now. He's in the back end of his career. He's talked about potentially retiring soon. You know, establish him as the first champion, elevate other talent and challengers, and good things will happen. So, all of us are on the same page. Watch us all be wrong, because it's literally happening in 20 minutes as we speak. We will find out then who actually is in the finale, but we are going with Bryan Danielson to defeat Swerve Strickland in the finals, which then takes us to the last match that we know of, and it is the World Heavyweight Championship. MJF, the OTM winner for Wrestler of the Year, taking on Samoa Joe, and I'm assuming the devil is probably going to be revealed here, wouldn't you guess?
Has to be.
It better be. Yeah. I know Tuck and I are ready for it to be revealed yesterday.
Yeah. Come on, man.
And let's just get to it, please. I don't know who or when or how, what they're going to do, but I do believe that MJF is going to find a way to retain. And we talked about this a little bit on the OTMEs yesterday, and on how we believe MJF has probably already inked a deal with AEW. If he hadn't have inked that deal, maybe he would be losing here, but to my knowledge, he's staying in All Elite Wrestling. So I think MJF still has a lot of challengers waiting for him after Samoa Joe. It's going to be a fantastic match. The devil probably will get involved, but for me, it's still MJF. What about you, Tuck?
Still better than you. MJF, I agree with everything you said. And then also, like, is Samoa Joe the AEW World Champion? Can he be that?
He could be, yes, in my opinion.
So?
Yeah.
I just don't know that he matches MJF in regards to star power and caliber. So that's why I'm just going with MJF. Ian, you going Samoa Joe?
He was the ROH TV champion. He just tossed that to the side.
Yeah, this may or may not shock you, but I'm going Samoa Joe.
Wow.
Very shocking, actually.
From what I have my own brain has been gotten to the point where MJF has kind of moved past the AEW title with all his side stories. He doesn't need to have a title on him to be a mainstay and have to be on every single show. Samoa Joe, I think he still needs some push because he's another guy in AEW that's a tweener. Again, this could be another solid heel push for Samoa Joe. He could be a part of the Devil Squad or whatever he is. He could be the Devil. We don't know.
I like that faction name, the Devil Squad.
The Devil Squad. I mean,
because
just
I'm
think
the
about
devil
it.
and this is my squad.
Hey.
But, I mean, just think about that visual of seeing maybe Samoa Joe with his foot over MJF's chest or something at the end of the match, holding the title up with the devil, like the Devil Squad behind him, and it just looks like a menace.
Yeah.
That's what I want to see. I really want, because Samoa Joe's been too nice recently. I don't believe it.
Yes, it's been weird to see. You know, those guys that are usually heels that are playing the babyface role or being a friend of a babyface, even though MJF still doesn't really act like a complete babyface, he is. And he's probably the biggest babyface they have in AEW right now. I just think with all those challengers that have kind of been teased, it would just be weird for MJF to lose. But I could be wrong. I don't hate that idea right there. Samoa Joe being a part of the Devil Squad, as you would call it, would be definitely something. But yeah, that's all we really know for right now for AEW World's End. Like I said, won't be watching it, so if you want to spoil it, I don't really care, guys, because I don't know if I'm even going to watch it on the replay.
Wow.
Yeah, it's just, why would I purchase it for the replay, you know?
There are other ways, and we can
I don't wanna
discuss
say
that
it.
off the camera.
I was gonna say, there might be other ways.
There are theories out there.
We got options, I guess you could say. But yeah, any final remarks, guys, before we finish this YouTube exclusive out?
I think a little bit more YouTube exclusive content. This is our last pod of the year, isn't it?
Yes. Last time speaking, ever.
On the mark in 2023,
Never.
2024 resolution prediction. What are you hoping for in the world of wrestling? Any, is it Cody Rhodes as a champion? Is it, like a prediction? Like, does AEW fold in 2024, or does it blow up? Like, what do you have things? Ian has a thing. Happy Ian.
I had my hand up. Thank you. I tweeted about it earlier. I think somebody asked the same exact question through Twitter, and it was, what is your predictions for 2024 that might shock people? I want Cody Rhodes to turn heel so badly. He's kind of reached a stalemate at this point. Obviously, his driving factor is to beat Roman Reigns for a title, which, I mean, I'm expecting it to happen, but I wouldn't be surprised if they just pulled the plug last second for WrestleMania. I would love for Cody Rhodes to pull a Homelander situation from the boys, that whole storyline of I'm the greatest and you guys have respected me for so long and now you turn your back on me. That would be perfect for Cody Rhodes.
It would be something. I definitely wouldn't see that one coming. My two predictions are AEW related. I think AEW has a resurgence in 2024. A lot of people think they're on the downslope. I think they end up figuring things out, whether it's a few acquisitions that just make the product more interesting as a whole, or maybe the WWE just having a phenomenal year gets more interest in wrestling, across brand to brand, and AEW benefits from WWE flourishing. And my other prediction is, this isn't a hot take, I just think it has to happen. I've made predictions with this guy before involving NXT championships, but I do believe that in 2024, Swerve Strickland will be the first black world heavyweight champion in AEW. So those are some of my predictions for 2024. Talk to you, got any M9?
Maybe questions that maybe to think about. Jade Cargill, does she get gold in 2024? Does she start in NXT? I think that's something I'm interested in watching. The Sasha Banks of it all.
Yeah.
Christmas tweets. I don't know. Cryptic. Are you guys familiar?
I am.
I haven't seen him.
Happy holidays, right? Triple H, top to bottom. That's kind of in the weeds, in my opinion, but could be a thing. And again, this year, Triple H has full creative control on the Royal Rumble, the Hall of Fame, WrestleMania, and the shows. And WWE is white hot right now. So do they continue this global surge? Because they're going to Australia, they're hitting all kinds of places, and maybe Cleveland, Ohio for SummerSlam.
Interesting pick there.
I do want to ask you guys though. You brought up the Hall of Fame. They talked about it on Busted Open today. Who do you guys, if there's one guy you could get in the Hall of Fame for WWE, who would it be? It could be anybody, really.
Bray Wyatt.
Good answer.
I mean, it's not a sympathy vote either. He had a Hall of Fame career in the WWE, and he deserves to be there. And maybe you even throw Brody Lee in there as well.
Yeah.
That'd be nice. That'd be, I think, the right move.
I would cry. I would be crying.
Oh, 100%. Tuck, you got any names in mind?
No. Not other than Bray Wyatt off the top of my head.
What about Cena?
Too early.
Well, he's already retired. He retired.
They haven't even done The Rock yet, you know? Like, The Rock's not a WWE Hall of Famer.
Well,
so
I was just saying,
for those guys.
Well, Cena's more retired than The Rock, because did you see what Solo did to him?
I did.
Yeah,
he killed him.
Retired.
Yeah, he killed my goat, so... Yeah,
I haven't seen him.
We have not.
Gone.
And you usually can't see him. Don't forget, guys, you can support the show by going to the On the Mark Wrestling Podcast.com. We would greatly appreciate it because all the proceeds go directly to the production of this podcast. Like Tuck said, hopefully we'll be doing some more YouTube exclusive going into the new year. Maybe we'll have a couple Sunday shoots. We didn't do many last year, but the possibilities are endless here with OTM and the Main Event Wrestling Network. A lot of exciting things to come. So thank you all that tuned in for our AEW World's End preview and predictions. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, like this video, share it with a friend, do all that good stuff, and let the people know that OTM is the place to be. And ladies and gentlemen, we will talk to you in 2024. Sit.